I was reading the comments on my Edward Scissorhands makeup video, and I realized that there are two types of people that view content. There are these people here, and then there are these people here. So all of these people watched the same video but had two entirely different experiences. One group understanding the context and one just watching the context. In this video today, I'm going to show you the mistake that happens and sort of like how you can fix it if you're in the midst of your makeup routines and this happens to you. It's very common for me, but I'm actually gonna explain why it's happening. And I'm gonna teach you the two ways that you can watch makeup content. If you're new, hi, my name is Miss Megan. I've been doing makeup for 15 years. 13 of them I worked for MAC. I've seen every little makeup mistake that can possibly happen, and I have many ways that you can fix them. So if you want to learn a little bit more, please keep on watching. So there's two ways that you can watch makeup content. You can either watch it critically, where your intention is just to point out things that you're seeing, or the more positive aspect is absorbing in whatever information you can hear to be able to apply it to your routines. I'm gonna start off with 24-hour eye base, obviously. All these people watched the same video, but what they're takeaways from are entirely different. And listen, it's not my first rodeo. So something that can happen a lot when you're blending, and especially if you're blending quickly, and it depends on the formula itself too, is you can kind of see it in here, is you get these skips. And basically what's happening is the pressure that you're putting down with the speed that's all skin on my eyelid, right? So when the brush goes over, it creates these like skip marks. And sometimes certain colors are more intense than others. And it can especially happen when you don't have anything down. This eye has no primer, but it's going on pretty good today. I'm gonna take a smaller brush. Yeah, there, just so you can see, especially when you go into the second layer. So those are skips literally from the skin gathering. And depending on how you like to wear your eyeshadow or like how much work you're gonna do, the biggest mistake that can happen when you have this is when you try to go back in with the same color, it's just gonna sort of create the same skip. So this is where layering is super important, because basically to get rid of those skips, you have to go back to your original color and push it in to fill those gaps. You can't do it with the same color, and they're gonna show like to a degree, like you'll still sort of see them through there. But remember that nobody is HD up this close in your face ever. No one would ever see it. And I mentioned this in that same video about tapping to blend and blending to blend. So again, these are the things that you need to know before you even deal with like what your eye shape is or what placement you need. Because if you have a lot of excess moving skin, blending is not something, this like back and forth motion, that you're going to find ease with. Tapping to blend is going to be better for you, and that's exactly what I did to like push to get into where it was like skipping still. The other thing too, I don't know if I've mentioned this, I've definitely mentioned this on YouTube as well, is do you want your makeup to be a part of your skin and like in your skin, or do you want it to be sitting on top of something? I don't like that. So my eyeshadows, I always want them buffed into my skin, not placed on top of a solid base. So if a lot of people will call something like this patchy because you can still, like you can see my veins through it, but I don't want it to be heavy on top of my eye. I want it worked in. Even if I go in and add more, I want to see skin. That's the texture I want. It's not for everybody. It was definitely for me. And so in this eye where we're doing the correction right from the beginning, there's a total, like your pressure changes too to be able to alter your blending. So there's many things that can be happening during a blend that's not just back and forth. And I still very Miss Megan coded to just take the first shades to get that blend. We can even intensify out here, so there's more of a smooth transition in here, which helps fix the skips that happen. And it's also the difference between blending for, that's also the difference too between blending for 5 minutes versus blending for 15 minutes. So you can watch whatever makeup content you want to, but there's two lenses to view it in. It's the critical, what can I point out? And I'm gonna spend my time watching the content to be able to point it out. And the other is what information can I absorb to be able to apply it to my own routine? No. And this is the number one thing I see everywhere. Missing the point is why people get stuck, because you've just wasted 20 minutes of your day not listening to information or tips that are given regardless of what you're seeing on screen. This is another really big big thing that can happen as well too, where you can watch as many makeup tutorials as you want. The way that you get better at makeup is by participating, by actually doing it on yourself, taking the things you hear and actually applying them to your routines. This is the point in the routine where I would clean up my edges. Let's just for funsies finish the lid. I love a dark eye. This is just Coquette and Omega. I'm gonna take a little bit of Cozy Gray because I don't like a brow highlight. And then this is the shade She Sparkles in the new version from MAC. Let's just press this over top and let's do a smidge more carbon. The other thing too, to the comment that said, this is about makeup intensity. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the core 4 and just how to navigate makeup so you actually understand what you're doing on your face, I have my free Skool community is linked in the description below. One of the core 4s is makeup intensity. So the core 4 are my core 4 most important things that you need before you even sit down to do makeup. You have to like know these things before you sit down. It makes makeup 25,000 times easier, and it's something that's very easy to learn. And one of them is makeup intensity. So someone had said in one of those, the other comments, in the more critical comments, somebody said like it needs more definition around the eye. It's not that it needs more. It's just that there is endless amounts of intensity that allow you to build an eye look. There's the 5-minute eye, there's the 30-minute eye, there's an hour-and-a-half eye that can be built off of, you know, one eyeshadow palette. But the thing is that as soon as you increase the intensity on the eyes, the rest of the face in a certain way needs to follow. So if I was to add more liner, add a lash, I'm gonna have to probably amp up the blush somewhere, amp up the lip somewhere, and that's not what I was going for. This is where a lot of people get stuck as well too, because they go full sail into one thing without considering what the overall makeup intensity is, top to bottom. That's the one, I hear this all the time, like, how do I know when to stop with makeup? How do I know when there's enough makeup? When you've figured out or decided what the intensity is, by just simply having that answer, you'll know where to stop. I stopped when I got my light makeup intensity, which is what I was going for. So again, you can be critical of that, or you can take learning about makeup intensity and make it work for you. I love a smoky eye. I could keep building this forever. So you can see now, again, this is like now intensity built into the eye. By adding our darkness over here, this area that originally was the heaviest is now the softest. So if you're tired of just watching tutorials and you still feel lost, that's exactly why I made the Makeup Revival. That's where we go in depth with the core 4 so that you have a full understanding of it. It's one of the fastest things you can learn that is going to change how you do your makeup forever. No matter if your face changes, trends change, things you like changes, it is the core being of people. The Makeup Revival is how people learn how to fix their mistakes, how to build their makeup as they go, and actually understand what they're doing, not just copying other things. So you can keep watching or you can actually start learning. The answer is there for you if you're ready. The link is in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that this helped you fix a very common makeup mistake and maybe rethink how you absorb the content that you're watching. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss a post. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram so you don't miss out on any Miss Megan news. Don't be late for school, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.